Hi, this is Robert Cray, serving up the blues. So sit back and relax with Backbeat.
All music is the same. It's just a new set of lyrics and a new backbeat.
Robert, well, thanks a lot for taking some time out to have a chat with me today.
Yeah, cool.
Buddy Guy's parents recognized his talent and told him to go where the music is made. How receptive were your parents to your wanting to pursue a music career?
My parents were behind me 100%.
Really? That's not always the case.
Well, that was what was for my parents, yeah.
Okay.
And me. Yeah. You know, they pretty much just let me do what I wanted to do. So it was good.
Cool. So where did you get your start, more or less? If you were interested in music, did you take classes? Were you self-taught?
Pretty much self-taught. I mean, I started, with lessons for a little bit, but, broke away from that really quickly because I wasn't getting where I wanted to be.
Okay.
And so, I wanted to play things that I heard on the radio, and the lessons weren't taking me there at that particular time. So, hung out with my buddies, and we learned the songs we wanted to learn, and just went from one little garage band to the next.
So when did it start with you writing your own material?
Oh, that didn't start till we started the band in '74, and that didn't start till possibly about a year or two into it. Yeah.
Oh, that's not too long after. Oh, that's pretty cool. So Steve Lukather was inspired by watching George Harrison play on the Ed Sullivan Show. Now I take it that it was also the reason why you decided to pick up a guitar.
It was.
Yeah. Have you ever had the chance to share the stage with either of them?
No.
No?
Neither one.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's too late for George, but Steve is always a possibility there.
Yeah, well, George was more my style.
Really? Steve is, I don't know. How would you consider then Steve's style?
Well, it's not the Beatles.
True. That's pretty much said and done. So when did you decide then that blues was your calling?
I dug Albert Collins for the first time in about 1969, and that was 4 years after I started playing. I by chance saw him at an outdoor festival, and between 69 and 71, when I graduated high school, I had run into a couple of friends of mine. Well, I knew them, but I didn't know what they were doing on the side, and they were listening to people like Buddy Guy and Magic Sam and B.B. King and all that stuff, and I fell in with them, and we started listening to, all that music, and started doing our research and buying the records in the record stores and all that kind of thing. So that's when I got into it.
So when you think of blues music, what area or place on the map would you associate that with? What area comes to mind?
Well, several areas, and basically for me it was, the stuff out of Memphis and the Mississippi Delta and Chicago at that particular time. Then I started picking up more on the Texas players, and all that.
So how would you define then the three different styles?
Texas is loud.
Loud and proud?
Everybody from Texas is loud.
Okay.
The music out of the Delta was the more country feeling music that Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf did, and then amplified it when they moved uptown to Chicago, So, but I dug what Muddy and Wolf were doing when they got electrified, and the stuff that was coming out of Memphis that I dug was, a little more R&B flavored a little bit later on. So, yeah.
When you say electrified, do you ever do acoustic?
No.
Okay. Well, that clears that. So when you started your band, you had to sell your albums and personal stuff to get by. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Since then, now Grammys, other awards or recognition have been presented to you. And 3 years ago, you were inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame, as well as 2 of your first 5 albums. Has that humbled you, and what does success actually mean to you?
Well, I mean, it's great to, get the acknowledgement from, peers and fans. but you know, every day is another day, and you still have to go out and prove yourself. I mean, it's like just because you have a bunch of awards doesn't mean that much if you're not eating. You know?
Nobody pays your bills for you.
Nobody pays your bills for you, and on top of that, you know, we enjoy going out and working, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's the only time you actually get to do what you love.
Yeah, it's when you play.
It's when you play. The rest of the time, it's like shooting a movie. You're always just waiting.
Yeah.
Killing time. That's nice. That's one of the few good stories out of the music business, I have to say. You know, Kevin Shirley works certainly in a completely different direction. He works quickly too.
He works.
Your guitar technique has a great distinctive sound. Now, I enjoyed watching your NPR Tiny Desk video on YouTube. And as a musician and artist, albums are a snapshot of life. Where would you say your life is at the moment?
Well, I mean, on this particular record, there's the mood that's been created by the soulfulness of this record, and by the fact I think that we've done a few covers on this record. It's kind of like we're paying homage to those particular artists who we've covered. Outside of that, though, I think that this is a love album. You know, for the most part, there's your everything. Pillow, Hold On, You Move Me, and you know, I think that I think this is really a love record.
Okay.
So maybe it has something to do with that whole soul feel too. That, you know, kind of went away from the serious blues and the Song of Hope and What Would You Say. You know? Okay. So I think that it's more of a positive thing on this record, so I think that's the snapshot of where we are at this particular time.
So this is a happy time for you.
Yeah, I think so.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
You don't want the stress. There's a project called The Blues in the Schools. It's a great way to keep the blues alive. Have you ever been approached about that?
I don't think we've been approached by blues in schools. No.
No? Well, it's a good idea to bring blues music to the kids.
Yeah,
to advance the blues itself.
It is. There's been other things that we've been involved with, getting music to kids, you know, in the past, but not particularly with blues in the schools.
Okay, so what exactly? Which programs?
It's been a bit, so I couldn't recall the names.
Okay. You're right.
I think
There's something that happens every year in Finland. There's this air guitar competition. Could you picture yourself doing that?
No. I did that when I was little.
Really?
Before I got a real guitar, when the Beatles were out. You know.
Who was it? Was it Jimi Hendrix used to play a broom? Was it? There was something he used to play. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Okay. One last thing. Your birthday is actually on the Swiss national holiday.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Richard Cousins told me. He lives in Zurich.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
that'd be a good thing to share your birthday on that day, wouldn't it?
August 1st, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, Robert, thanks a lot for having a chat today.
Thank you.